Good evening. I'm Ken Brown, CEO of Destiny Global, and welcome to this episode of Success Tips. This is our bi-weekly teaching that myself and the other three master trainers here at Destiny Global give you to keep you on the right track in between events. So Jackie and Carmen O'Quinn and Dr. April Brown pour into you to make sure that we keep you on track to achieve your goals with short segments that are powerfully aimed at you to make sure you get the breakthroughs and continue the breakthroughs in your life. Today, I have the great honor of talking to you about something that, the team comes up and they look at different topics and then they vote on things. And my topic was get it done. Get her done, as Larry the Cable Guy would say. So I wanted to spend a little time with you on this because this is actually something I've actually given several talks at corporations on before. To get things done, and primarily aimed, this is how a CEO would do it, okay? So it's kind of the secret of a CEO to get things done. The first thing is execution always starts with clarity, okay? Great leaders take complex things and break them down into simple tasks. Isn't that wonderful? Because without that, you're just having people trying to do complex things, right? Instead of breaking them down. So what does that really mean? You have clear priorities. You have clear ownership of who's doing what task and when. And then clear expectations. What should that look like when it's done, okay? If you're building a car, when it's done, you don't want it to come out and look like a boat, right? So you have to know what is the vision of what you're doing. You make that very clear. And as the leader, this goes hand in hand with that, bringing clarity, is making sure that you make that decision quickly. So often as a CEO, you can start pondering things. And based on certain personalities, it can take some people much longer to make decisions than others. So when you have a point that you really, or something you really want to get done, and you know that it is the right thing, you have the clarity on it, make that decision and get things done. Get it moving, get it started, because momentum is what envisions. Once you have the vision for something, once you have the clarity, you want to execute on it. You want to get the things in place and start moving on it. You share that. You start creating momentum. You start creating excitement about what is going on inside of you so that promise, that idea can become a reality. Because here's the fact. And this is a statement that I did not make, but it was made by a great leader, okay? And he said this: no decision is wrong if it replaces indecision, which kills momentum. Now, that's probably a bit of exaggeration, and this was actually Lee Iacocca. And this individual is noted for making and turning around certain car manufacturers and also help producing, some of the most iconic cars in America. And he had a saying is either you get going or get out of the way, okay? For parents at home, I'm not going to use his language, but you can figure out what he said. Either move, lead, or get out of the way, okay? And that's really what it is you have to make your decision quickly. Once you have the clarity, get on it. Let's go, okay? Number 3, empower the team to act. Everyone can say that, but the few don't do the next things that go with it, with accountability and speed. See, anybody can tell a team to go do something, but if they don't have clarity, they don't have accountability, meaning you're going to do a checkpoint to make sure we're making progress on what it's going, then the team could go in all different directions and you come back and again, not finished with what you wanted or how you wanted it to look when it was done. And that has happened to me on more than one occasion when I was first early on in my career. Before you learn, it's not what I expect, it's what I inspect. And it doesn't mean I have to micromanage, but I need checkpoints to be sure we're moving in the right direction, okay? And that's literally in every area of your life. That's in your home life, in business life. That can apply pretty much anywhere that you're doing something where you are empowering people to do something and you want it to get done and you have to go check on it just to be sure, okay? Our job is to let the team do their job well, always. As a leader, my job is to remove obstacles. That can be processes. Sometimes that can be people that aren't following that process because it isn't a good fit for them. It's not that they're not a good person. And it's certainly not because God doesn't love them. They may not just be the best fit at that time in that place for that particular role. And we've had that numerous times here at Destiny Global. And that is also takes courage for you to step in and make those changes that need to be made. If something isn't working, fix it. This is Ross Perot's sayings. And when I told Chris when I was reading these and actually messing with Sandra Fromm on it, they laughed hysterically. If something isn't working, fix it. If you miss something in the process because you were going fast, add it back in. Basically meaning don't use excuses to slow yourself down. Empowered people stop waiting and start creating because you've allowed them, once you have the clarity, once you have the accountability, once you have the flow figured out, let them go. Get out of their way. Let them be successful at what they do. Having the check-in points to make sure that stuff is being done, okay? That is where things really take off for you. This is where business starts to scale because it's not you doing everything. You're actually trusting your team, whether you've outsourced that, whether you brought in contract help to help you, or whether it's your normal day-to-day team. Once people really feel empowered, they actually work faster. They work about 30% more efficiently, by the way, because they're empowered, they're focused, their attention, it's all there. And we've all seen this. This isn't like you don't know it. It's just let's live it, okay? And I absolutely love this last thing. As I was sitting in my office thinking through it, and I get to take full credit for this. Not that I needed to, but results are the gift of action. I was like, wow. What is the result of what we're looking for? Well, the gift of our action, the results of that is the gift of action. It's because we took something that did not exist and we brought it into existence because we took action. And that means a lot when you're trying to help people create breakthroughs in their life. If we sit here and didn't do these things that we're doing, even like doing success tips, coming in here and pouring into you, if we did nothing, you would be sitting there waiting on something, probably even being misled into some other wrong direction because someone didn't take action to give that gift that brings that result. I want you to think on that for a moment. Think about something that you let indecision stop you from getting something done, where you let analysis paralysis slow you down so much that you could not decide instead of investing, believing, right? You consider the choices, you count the cost, and then you commit it to God. You get busy and you get going, okay? Can't read my writing. I gotta put my glasses on. Okay. Within that, results are the gift of action. Execution creates credibility. I want you to think about how people perceive you when you do this. This is the result you're going to get from other people. Execution creates credibility with your peers, your leaders, and those that are following you. When you turn promises into profits, people will follow you. When you turn promises into profits, people will follow you. And, so often we can think that we're onto something and we'll talk ourselves out of it. I cannot tell you how many people that April and I have talked to, and I'm sure Jackie and Carmen are exactly the same. How many people tell us something and then they don't follow through with it, or they get an idea, they have a belief. And how many times have missed opportunities because they have shrunk their circle of what they think they can do. They have shrunk in fact, at one of the teachings at First Steps, at the first part of it, Carmen actually covers this, and it's your dream circle. As you get older, you start shrinking your dreams. When you're young, anything's possible. As you get older, it's because you didn't take action on certain things. Every dream is still with the possibility. You have to take action on it. And when you do that, the sky's the limit. The sky is literally the limit. And I want to end with this. And it says, our success is not defined by what we plan to do. It's based on what we accomplish. And that was stated in some different ways. That's my own interpretation of what some of our forefathers wrote when they were creating the Constitution of the United States of America. Our success is not defined what we plan to do. It's based on what we actually accomplish. So as you ponder things tonight, as you consider this, I challenge you Get things in clarity. Get things in focus of what you want to do. Make the decision and act quickly, okay? Empower your team. Empower yourself to get things done. There is nothing you cannot accomplish when you stay focused, when you're empowering others, and when you're giving yourself the freedom through that process to not be perfect. So I hope this edition of Success Tips has blessed you, and I look forward to seeing you in person soon.